Hi everyone. I'm just kind of sitting here hanging out for a minute, letting people realize that I am live, making sure I turn my sound on today. Just kind of giving everybody a second to check in. Um, I never like to just like instantly start talking. I guess I got sound, huh? Mostly because I know that I never schedule my lives like a lot of people do. I probably should. But when I randomly have an idea, I just kind of decide to jump on. And man, my hair is a hot mess today, isn't it? Hot mess. So I'm just going to give everybody a couple of minutes to jump on. Today we have a fun project. Um, we are going to take this old denim jacket and we're going to make it all pretty, 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 pretty. So it'll be so much fun. For those that don't know, my name is Danelle. I am with Twisted Gypsy. Um, I always make all kinds of fun, crazy, creative stuff. Sometimes it's art, sometimes it's crafts, sometimes it's clothing, sometimes it's jewelry. Sometimes I don't really make anything. I just come on here and talk your ear off. But today we are redoing this denim coat. So I often redo a lot of clothing. Like the flannels are really popular. I make like patches and stuff and put them on the back, and that's a lot of fun. I'm also planning on maybe later to do like the hats with the little patches on the hats. But today I just randomly kind of decided I needed a coat that speaks to me a little bit more for myself to wear. So I figured I would kind of come live and show you how to do that. So as you're joining me, if you notice that little red button up top, that means we are live. Say something, let me know you're here, tell me how your day's been, just wave, hit the hearts, whatever it is, sprinkle in the Facebook world. I'm actually going to do that right now myself. Sprinkle it so everybody knows I am live. I normally try to give you a little bit of notice, but today I just did not. So I'll just go ahead and kind of jump on. I have this denim coat. It's an older denim coat. I actually picked it up possibly at like, trying to think, maybe like a Goodwill or something. It's not, I don't know. I might have even just had it for a while, but it's just a simple denim coat, nothing special. Okay. And then I'm going to use our cheetah print stencil because I absolutely love the cheetah print. Hey, Tori, how are you? And then I'm going to use this one also. And I thought I flipped my camera. What the heck? It's not showing. Anyways, it says your crazy is showing. You might want to tuck that back in. I feel like that's appropriate for me. That's just how I am. So that's the plan. That's the plan. We're also going to use the ink mat, which mine is very hardcore used. I plan on using 3 colors of ink. Now, Magnolia Design Company puts out their permanent ink, and with heat, it is forever. It lasts forever. It is absolutely wonderful. So that's what we're working with today. If you are jumping on, I'm seeing we're finally getting some more eyes. Everybody's kind of jumping on. Just, let me know you're here. Say, hey, hey, hey. Hit those little hearts, those little thumbs ups. Sprinkle in the Facebook world. It just helps me grow, y'all. Just helps me grow. For those that don't know, my name is Danelle. I am with Twisted Gypsy. Always creating, always doing something fun. Just kind of the way I roll, y'all. Kind of the way I roll. I wasn't even 100% sure I was going to go live, but here I am. Here I am with you. Okay, so I'm not going to sit and talk your ears off. We are going to get started. Like I said, I have this wonderful coat, old coat, but I like denim. Like I am a denim and lace girl. I know you've heard me say it, leather and lace. It's my style. That's what I like to wear. Jean jackets, cowboy boots, hats. Like it's me, that boho kind of feel, I guess you could call it. So doing a leather jacket doing a coat like this is right up my alley. So it'll be so fun. And really, okay, so here's my plan. I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to lay it out flat, just like this. I'm hoping you can see it. I kind of got my camera going just to make sure, or my phone going, so make sure you can see, because for some reason my iPad displays things incredibly different than what it actually looks like here. So, And I'm just going to do this little part right here. If you can see that where those lines are, I'm going to decorate that part. The rest of it I'm okay with. I don't know if any of you have ever tried to bleach denim. If you bleach denim, it doesn't really bleach. Like, I guess maybe some of it does, but I have never had luck with it. So I'm just going to stencil it instead. Magnolia stencil. We're going to use, the pattern, cheetah pattern. I feel like it's appropriate for me to do that. So we're going to go ahead and get that on there. And then I'm going to do 2 layers. So I'm going to do white, and then I want to do the next layer in the cheetah print in the new rose gold. I'm so excited to use this. This is the most beautiful color. It's called Glittering Rose Gold Permanent Ink. And then with the letters on this stencil where it says "Your crazy is showing," you might want to tuck that back in. We're going to do that in the glittering black. Now, if you've been watching my lives lately, I'm using this black. This glittering black is like my favorite. I absolutely love it. So if you happen to see that little red live button, that means we are live, and I would love it if you would sprinkle in the Facebook world, or, at least interact, comment, hit those heart stars, thumbs up. And if you are catching it where that little red light is not on, that means you're catching the replay. Hashtag replay for me. So I have the ink mat, the Magnolia Design Company ink mat, and it's rough, y'all. But you know what? I'm not going to just spend money on something that I don't need to. It still works. It still works fine. So just ignore how ugly it is. I use it. I really use these products. When I don't just talk about it or come live, whether I'm live or not, I use these products. So here's the ink mat, stained really well, but it's sticky. See how it's sticky like that? So what we're going to do is we're going to stick that underneath our fabric. Now, if you are doing any kind of fabric, you're going to want to at least kind of keep it in place. You don't have to have an ink mat, but I'm telling you, it changes the world for you. It changes everything. So I laid that ink mat out, and then I'm going to put this on here. And once I get it on there, it kind of sticks, and I can kind of push it so it stays flat. That really, really, really helps, y'all. It really does. So now it's not going to move. Now it's in place, and it's not going to move. So that's a wonderful part about the ink mats. I'm sure you can get them anywhere. There's probably other places, but I obviously use mine a lot. I really like it. So, then we're using the cheetah print. I have gently used it on the corner here, and it didn't get cleaned very well, so we're fixing to find out if I damaged it. That's a problem with me going live sometimes. Sometimes I go live and I forget I have a stencil that I don't clean. So I'm trying to clean with you as we go. Kind of helps. So how's everybody doing today? Everybody having a good day? Everybody have a great Monday? Mondays are always fun. Always fun. If you are not familiar with this product, I love my cute cup. I wonder where I got that from. So yes, I have a wonderful friend. She's part of my downline, part of my team, and she actually makes these cups, y'all. So if anybody wants one, hit me up. I know how to get it to you. Magnolia stencils, they are a silkscreen stencil. They are a thin stencil. They are designed to conform to your surface, be it fabric or wood or glass or it doesn't matter what it is. Metal, you can even use them with metal. So it's designed to conform to your surface. It's not like those hard stencils that you have to buy at the store. When you pull it off your backing, you just want to pull it from the center down, not corner to corner, because if you stretch them out, it pulls apart that silk screen, and then it doesn't last as long. And they're designed to be used over and over again. So take care of them. They'll take care of you. That's how it works. All right. So I've got it off, and now I'm just going to lay it and center it. Now those lines on the denim is what I'm using as my guide. I'm going to try my darndest, which I'm famous for going live and screwing up, y'all. So let's hope I don't do that. I don't do that. Barbecue pits. Yes, we have used the stencils even on barbecue pits. We have tested the ink on our smoker, my husband's smoker. I say mine, but we all know it's his. It's his smoker. And y'all, it has withstood the rain, the storms, the snow, which we don't get a lot of snow, but it's been in some snow, ice. It's went through the heat, the hottest heat we could possibly get that big, huge smoker up. And guess what? That ink has not come off. Still there. Looks brand new. Super cool. Okay. So anyways, I flatten this out. Make sure there's no bubbles, right? And like I said, I want to do this in layers today. So we're going to start with the white ink. It's just a plain, brilliant white permanent ink. And we're just going to squeegee it all the way across. And I'm going to make sure I stay within these lines right here. In those lines. Can you see those? I'm hoping you can see them. Like I said, it doesn't look the same on mine. Okay. And then we are going to squeegee that and get our first layer done. Now, the trick is you have to kind of heat set these in between layers. I'm going to take my heat gun. I've never done this before with a heat gun in between layers to see if it'll work. So cross your fingers, y'all. Cross your fingers. Okay, so less is more. Don't have too terribly much, but I did kind of, because this is a wider squeegee, I just kind of hit the corner and, and I'm just going to squeegee all the way across all of the clear parts and trying to stay within those seam lines. That's, like I said, the hardest part of this project, but if you're not working with denim or if you're working with a different project, it might be a little easier for you. And we're going to go all the way down. Now, a good thing about ink is it doesn't dry as fast as chalk paste. And unlike normal stencils, you actually don't want your ink or your chalk paste to dry up inside the stencil. So when you're working with a normal stencil, you put the paint on, right? And then you just let it sit there. It's not the case with this stuff, y'all. This stuff you want to work fairly quickly, not spend a lot of time on perfection, and then you want to just peel it off. You want to peel it off before it dries. So if by chance, and we're going to pretend that I'm not moving fast enough, which I don't know, I might not be moving fast enough. Okay? I'm going to pretend I'm not though, regardless. So it doesn't matter, I'm not done. I'm still going to peel this up a little bit like that. And then I'm just going to lay it back down. It'll fall right back in place as long as I don't pull it all the way up. And then I can keep working without worrying about it drying up in that stencil. So if it dries up in that silkscreen, what happens is it comes out broken. You have missing parts of the stencil. It's not a clean pull or a clean design, I guess you could say. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're moving as fast as you can and not spending a lot of time stressing over every little tiny area. If it bleeds a little bit or it screws up 9 times out of 10, you can fix it. And if you can, it just adds to the character of the project. Okay. So there we go. I think I got most of it in place. We're going to peel it up. I want to make sure I did get it all though, because I've been talking and not paying attention, but it's okay because we're going to do it in layers. So then I'm just going to pull it up, peel to reveal. It already looks wonderful. Now I do have a little bit down here I need to do. And normally I would tell you to clean your stencil first, but y'all, we're experimenting. So we're just going to go with it. I am very much quick. I want quick results. I want everything done fast, which is partially why Magnolia Design Company is such a good fit for me, because I do not want to sit here and wait forever for this project to be done. Now, there are people who are totally fine with that. It just ain't my cup of tea. I want to see instant results. So if you want instant results, this is where you want to be. This is it. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. A little bit over here. Trying to be careful not to go over everything that's already done. Okay. Almost there. All right. We're going to peel that up. And of course it looks wonderful. I knew it would. Now the trick is number one, we have to clean this stencil so that we can use it again. And we have to let this dry before we do our next layer. And I'm doing it in the rose gold, right? My hands are dirty. Like I'm standing here going, or sitting here going, I don't know what to do with my hands. They're just covered in ink and, okay. So I'm going to just kind of gently move this now that I've cleaned my finger enough. And we're going to clean this stencil fast while this sits, okay? And I have such a small workspace that I'm just going to have to set it over there for a minute. We're going to clean this up and give it a second to dry so that with our next layer, while we're drying the back, the stencil's ready to go. Now, it'd probably be fine if I let it just sit. It probably would be okay. But you don't want that ink to dry up inside that silkscreen because it's going to clog it. If it clogs it, then the ink can't go through, right? So, all right, y'all. I want to know, what are you guys working on today? How is your Monday? Are you working on anything? You just get home from work? Better yet, question of the day. What are you having for dinner? Y'all tell me what you're having for dinner. Because I'm sitting here hungry and I can't decide what I want. You having anything good? Put it in the chat box. Let me know. Let me know. Wish somebody would just come home and cook for me. Just saying. Just saying. All right. So this is almost clean. And all I'm doing is taking a Clorox wipe and just making sure it's cleaned up. And then I'm going to let it flip it upside down and let it just kind of sit and air dry a little bit. If some looks like it comes through, where the sticky side is, you don't want to take too much like alcohol type stuff to it. So we're just going to gentle wipe and then I'm going to let it sit there. That's all I'm going to do. Let it sit there, let it dry. I'm going to clean off my squeegee, and I'm not going to lie, I don't like that squeegee. It's just too wide for the bottles that we have. So I think we'll try a different one when we move on. Okay. I rarely use these. I always use the tiny ones, the itty bitty ones like this, or I use the big one and I didn't even bring one out. I use like the big fat one. I forget what it's called. Directional. I think it's called the directional. I could be wrong. I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside. We're going to cover up the white. We are done with the white. Now I'm going to take my heat gun. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this live. So hopefully we can do layers with the heat gun. You want that ink to dry before you put the next layer on, because if you don't, that sticky back is going to pull it up and then we won't see our pretty white on the back. Okay. So let me pull our project back. Small spaces, y'all, small spaces. Let me move this over here. Okay. And now I'm going to pull that heat gun. So ink, in order for it to be permanent, you really do need to heat set it. There's plenty of times I haven't. Like a lot of times I just let it dry and then I'll throw it in the dryer. That seems to work too. Like that's heat, right? It heat sets. So I feel like this might work. We're fixing to find out. Might be loud for a minute, but I'm just going to take my heat gun and I'm just going to give it a chance to dry. And then what we will do is add the rose gold next. And I'm excited for that one because I have not used the rose gold yet. Have you used it? Are you, Magnolia? You tried it? I don't know. I love how they put these products out though that make this totally feasible and easy for anybody to do. Like anybody could do this. You could transform your whole wardrobe. Wouldn't that be nice? I feel like it would be. I always need new clothes. Always. Always, always, always. All right. Almost dry. We're going to give it just a few more seconds and then we can move on. I still didn't see anybody tell me what they had for dinner. Anybody tell me what they had? I got everybody watching, but nobody's saying anything. It's okay. You don't have to. Okay. There we go. A common question that I've had after my last couple lives is, where do I come up with my ideas? I had like 4 messages this morning asking me how I come up with some of these ideas. I'm going to tell you, I really don't know. I have no idea. I think I'm just a little bit nuts that way. I look around and I go, oh, that would be cool. Let's do it. Because I'm working on those those Mardi Gras masks, if you caught any of my last ones. And they need to be done by like Wednesday morning. And I should be working on them. I should have gone live and put the finishing touches on them with you. Instead, I went, I need a new coat. That's how I roll. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. I think we're dry enough for our next layer. Hope. Fingers crossed. It feels like it is. So I'm going to just flip it up so you guys can just see. Look at that. Doesn't that look great already? I'm so excited. So excited. I'm going to have some new clothes. All right. So now we're going to do the same exact thing. However, we're going to use rose gold. And if it doesn't line up perfectly, that's okay. That's what I was going for. Now, if it's still kind of wet, we have our tacky towel that has the drying side on it. So the gray side, your drying side. Okay, you can just lay it on there and that'll kind of soap up any more wet that you have with it. And you don't really want it really wet because then that ink kind of will start to run and bleed. So if you can make sure it's dry before you move on, that's ideal. I'm just kind of picking it up, making sure that it's dry. That's good enough, I think. Like I said, normally I would do this in layers. I just kind of walk away and, see what happens. See if I can figure out how close I can get it to. So I think I laid it like that. All the lines seem to match up that way. But I do want to off-center it. I don't want it to be exactly over the top. So we're just going to move it over a little bit. We're going to lay it flat, just like that. Let it stick and make sure we're working all the bubbles out. There we go. And today I was smart, y'all. I actually opened up the brand new ink so I didn't get it all over myself before I went live. And even though this one is smaller and doesn't cover as much ground, I'm going to use the smaller squeegee. This is my favorite squeegee. I'm telling you, these small ones, I have a whole tub full of those small ones because they just make everything easier. How many of you have seen this before? Are you familiar with Magnolia Design Company? Is this something you've seen before? You've seen people it's basically silk screen with Magnolia Design. Is this new? I want to know. Okay. So again, we're going to try to keep it inside those pre-made stitch marks lines. We're going to just start at the top. We're going to squeegee over with this glittering rose gold, which I think is fabulous. And trying to make sure that we don't go over those lines is probably the hardest part. Also working fairly quickly because we don't want the ink to dry up inside the silkscreen. I'm okay if it's a little broken because this is like a layering technique, but I don't want to have like huge holes and misses. You know what I mean? So we want to try to keep it as best we can, as full as we can. There we go. Almost working it, guys. Almost done. And then, like I said, if you feel like you've been taking too long, and I'm working with a smaller squeegee, so it's entirely possible that I'm not moving as fast as I could or should be, you can always just kind of pick up the done parts and lay it back down before you're completely finished. And if you're just catching me and you missed the first part of it, so all I'm going to do is pick up this little area that we already did and then just lay it back down like that. That's all you got to do. Okay. That way it won't dry on your silkscreen and it doesn't change your project at all. Just a little FYI tip for future projects. My nose will not quit running. How's your weather where you're at? Is the weather nice? It has been about 73 degrees here today in Texas. A little windy, but not too bad. I had to take my mother-in-law to the store today. She likes to go shopping. And I have some errands to run in the morning, and she wants me to take her again, which is fine. So, got a couple appointments tomorrow afternoon. But other than that, not a big deal. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. We're getting there. And then we'll just do the bottom part again, just like we did there. And then we can let this dry. And then we'll do the words. And really, that's it. So we are creating this project beginning to end in no time. And it looks so good. I'm so excited. So excited. Okay, so now I've got to kind of figure out how I had it there so I can off-center that too. And normally I would tell you to clean your stencil. Don't lay it down there. I'm a little bit more experienced and I'm willing to screw up, if that makes any sense. So I'm taking a chance, but I feel like it'd be okay. We're going to find out. If it's not, you can say I told you so. My nose will not quit running. Allergies, y'all, allergies. Okay. We're just going to pull it up. And of course, it looks wonderful, wonderful. So we are done with this stencil, but I am going to clean it while we let this dry. Let me show you. Let me show you. Look, doesn't it look great? I think it looks so good already. I love it. I'm so excited. Okay. Set that off to the side. We're going to let that dry. We're going to clean this baby up. And then we will add the words. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Just a quick little transformation of some denim. Nothing super artistic or crazy, more or less just kind of showing you some of the stuff I do. And I say that's for me. I'm hoping I like it when it's all said and done and I wear it, but a lot of times I'll just post it and it'll probably sell. And I do have a boutique that I have to fill here soon, so it might end up going in there. But you guys can make your own if you want to. You sure can. And this could be done on anything. Like, you don't even have to use denim. You could use flannels or t-shirts or just anything. As long as you use the right ink with it, it's totally fine. All right, so we're going to set that off and let it dry. Setting it upside down, giving it a chance to dry. I'm going to clean this, and we're going to move that aside because our next color is black, that glittering black. I love it. I love it so much, y'all. I love it. Okay, put the lid on this. And I've used that glittering black like on everything lately. I love it. So, okay. Let me clean this up a little bit. Even though we have our ink mat that's going right there, I still want to make sure it's kept somewhat clean, and I'm going to throw that away. Okay, let's pull our project back. All right. Project is back. We are going to hit it with the heat gun. Just like this. I got like a weird, I don't know what that is. Okay. And we're going to let this dry because our next layer, of course, we don't want it to be wet because when we put the next layer on that's wet, it's going to pull up with the sticky. And we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to quickly do this. And by offsetting the white and the rose gold, I actually created like a little bit of dimension. You have some darker parts, some lighter parts. Kind of makes it look a little bit more realistic rather than just one color on top of another. Not that it should be realistic, but I feel like it just adds a little bit more dimension to the project, and I think that's important. I like it. Now, you don't have to do that, but I like it like that. Okay, almost done. All right. I think that's good enough. Yep. And now we are going to add the final touch. If I can figure out where I put it. Here it is. We're going to use this stencil right here. I'm going to use the one that says "You're crazy" is showing, but the other side says it's all messy. The hair, the kids, the house, the life. That would be cute too. I'm thinking I might actually wear this, and if I'm going to wear it, I really don't have kids at home. I have one, but he's 18. I don't really know if I can call him a kid anymore, right? So we are just going to use that side. And all I'm going to do is cut this in half. Now, if you get these stencils, you'll notice it has a cut line right down the center. And they actually put out their own scissors too, which are probably the best scissors I've ever used. So we are going to cut down the center there. Now, we have some bigger stencils that would look good on a bigger coat. This coat just has a really tiny like back side to it. And it was kind of hard to find a stencil that would fit in there. And I felt like this one was good. So the hardest part about doing this now is to actually center it. I'm not so good at centering. Pulling it off from the center down, not from corner to corner. It saves my stencil. And I'm going to do my best to kind of center. And I really am going to kind of put it more towards the top because if you know how denim jackets go, kind of longer down the torso, we want it to fit more across our back where the words are. So I am going to come up a little bit higher, but just not all the way. And try to make it as level and even as I can. Yeah, we'll see. It looks about right. And then I'm just going to flatten it out just like I did the last one. Okay, just like I did the last one. And then we're going to take the glittering ink and we are just going to spray it or spread it, not spray. What am I thinking? Just going to spread it the same way. Less is more. See, there's not a whole lot on there. And we're just going to spread it like that. All right. So this week I'm going to do some live painting with you. We're going to take a step back from some of the Magnolia products and some of the stencils and things like that. Some of the other stuff that I've kind of been crafting and working with. And we are going to focus on a little bit of painting, a little bit of creativity. I do have a show coming up shortly, or not a show, a paint night event type thing. And that is we are painting pigs. So I don't know if I'm going to show you how to paint the pigs or if I'm going to do something else, but that is the plan. Maybe tomorrow. So get your acrylics and your canvases ready. And I might even do it on a board. Who knows? Haven't quite decided what I want to paint. So if you have any ideas as to what you would like to learn to paint, maybe flowers or, you know, the season right now, we're in Valentine's Day. So maybe you want to see some hearts or something fun. So that's kind of the next thing I've got planned. Of course, I don't always plan very well because today I didn't plan on doing this, but yet here I am. Okay, almost done, making sure all those clear parts are filled in and wiping away any excess because I don't, number one, want to waste it. And number two, when you have too much ink on the top, it kind of leaves a weird like line. You don't want that to happen. Okay. That little N in the top has just a little bit of a, okay, there we go. So once I get that, I'm just going to set it off to the side. Are you ready? Time to see it. Time to see it. Okay, we're going to peel it off. Making sure we're not peeling any of the backing off. Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. So excited. Let me pull it up. I'll show you. Now, of course, it's going to be backwards. Going to be backwards. Look! What do you think? What do you think, y'all? Doesn't it look good? I like it. It's going to be so fun to wear. I think it will. I think it will. Now, there's probably some more things I could do to it, but I kind of think just right there is just enough. But I've seen some people do some acrylic spraying with projects like this, which is absolutely wonderful. This does need to heat set just like the last one. However, I'm just going to let this sit and I'm actually going to throw it all under my heat press, just to give it that extra safety. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be for me or for someone else, but if I decide not to keep it, I definitely want to make sure it's not going to come off, right? So that's the plan. I'm going to just set it into the fabric. So that's about it. That is all I had for you guys today, was a quick little transform this denim project. If you have any ideas or if you have any questions, know that I'm always here to answer them. I would love to help you. Stay tuned this week because, like I said, we're going to be doing some painting. That's really all I got for you. I'm going to be up at the Grove this weekend, setting everything up. On Wednesday, I'm going to be there. It opens back up Friday, I believe, at 4 o'clock. So you guys want to check it out. You want to check it out. So, I'm super excited. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you for joining. And if you get a chance and you're catching this later, hashtag replay, sprinkle the love. Thank y'all. Have a good night. Bye.